Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Inside the Big Dynasty League.
Yes, the Big Dynasty League.
As always, I'm your host, Mike. With me, as always, the commish. Not with me tonight, at least not for the whole thing. The Statman, Petey Cunningham. This vacant void here of nothingness.
Look at all this extra room we got tonight. I got my legs spread out. I got a full section of the table. I mean,
It's nice, man.
I got my monitors here. Like, this is...
I'll tell you what, hey. Whatever.
Oh, we miss you, Statman.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Let's go. I mean, we're well into the season this year. We're going to go over, first and foremost, our matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
Yeah! So, normally we'd have the Statman break it down, but I'm going to go to the commish. The matchup of the week this week, Get Off Me versus Hernandez's Pistol Offense. Hernandez Pistol Offense pulling off a victory. Commish, break this game down for me.
Well, at the beginning of the season, we really were laying hard into Hernandez Pistol Offense. That faithful game where they didn't start a quarterback.
Yes.
And they still won. That should have been a sign to us about the pure dominance that Hernandez Pistol Offense has been showing in the league over the last few weeks. This was a close game, but Hernandez Pistol Offense was in the lead pretty much the entire time. Looking at our scoring graph here, Hernandez Pistol Offense just ran away with it.
I'll tell you what, and I gotta tell you, it goes back to the same stat we found halfway through last year, and now we use all the time, the efficiency rating of the team. The Hernandez Pistol Offense, 95.1% efficient. Get Off Me, unfortunately, only 78% efficient. Now, Get Off Me did go for last week's winning strategy of starting a player with a goose egg.
Yes.
Thinking it would cause him to win, but it turns out it doesn't always work. And when you have a goose egg player followed by Calvin Johnson, he only gets 1.7 points. And Marquez Wheaton, who only gets 2.7 points. You're up poop creek, as they say.
Yes.
Without a paddle. So you gotta use your hands, and then your hands are in poop.
Yeah, unfortunately, Get Off Me, they went with trying to start Larry Donnell again, who was a pickup player earlier and had like 30-something points last week. Breakout tight end. But remember last week, he didn't start himself. Larry Donnell did.
Yeah, because he knows how good he is.
And this week, he started himself.
And boom! Look what
Not
happened.
a single point. Tough luck, Get Off Me.
Yeah, he had the points on the bench. If he maybe reconfigured, he might have pulled off a win. But Hernandez Pistol Offense, they left some points on the bench too, but they had a dominant Russell Wilson performance.
41.24 points from Russell Wilson.
Really made up for the Isaiah Kroll, Corral, whatever.
And then Matt Forte showed up.
I know, Matt Forte, who's not shown up all season, really. He's done okay, but... So way to go, Hernandez Pistol Offense, in winning a must-win bout, if you will. The matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
All right, now let's move on to the rest of our scores. We're going to start off the week with what I think is an impressive score. You tell me if you think otherwise, Commish. San Francisco 49ers versus the FC Acid Kickers. San Francisco Niners with a 195.26 over the FC Acid Kickers at 96.04. That is almost 100 points less than the 69ers. What do you think?
I'm just speechless. This was just... I'm speechless.
He's without speech.
This was just a straight-up whooping here. The Niners came out and just... It was like watching an NFL team play a high school team. 100-point difference in fantasy? Come on! But you look at this team here. Look how solid this team was. Solid performance at quarterback. 3 running backs started with
more than 20 points.
More than 20 points. 2 of them 30 or more points. Then you had Brian Quick. Where did this guy come from? On Seattle? St. Louis and getting 25.7 points. I mean, this is just... We might be watching fantasy genius here.
Maybe.
Genius.
It could also just be a lucky stretch.
When your record's 6-1 in a league that's as tough and as crazy...
And as big...
As our Dynasty League...
And Dynasty...
I don't know if there's any luck that comes down to it.
Maybe not.
Unless you started Andrew Luck and...
Then there's luck.
You, but beyond that, no. That was just... man.
All right, great game there. Moving on, we got Victoria's Secret versus Los Pandas Desnudo.
Oh.
Or Commish, because the Statman's not here.
This is just another straight-up whooping. And my team, who actually won a game last week, decided that was good enough for them, and they were going to play the rest of the season.
I thought it was more that your team felt uncomfortable with it. And I'm like, whoa, this is abnormal. This isn't what we do.
And, part of this is on me. Apparently, I'm just sucking lately. I only had a 62.3% efficiency rating in this. But, Victoria's Secret, reigning league champs, this is a great example as to why they took home the trophy last year.
Very true, very true.
Which, there's actually not a trophy yet.
We need to make the trophy. And now that I'm kind of in the running again, I kind of want the trophy to be good.
I'm glad you're motivated because me having a one
heads up, the more distant we come from a championship, the crappier or more non-existent the trophy will be.
We will get a trophy together.
Yes. All right, next up we got Calvin Who versus Rocky Mountain High, Wolfgang United.
Who?
Wolfgang United.
Who?
Wolfgang United. What is there to be said about this matchup in Wolfgang United, Commissioner?
What's to be said is that Wolfgang United has yet to win a game this season.
At least they're consistent.
And they put about as much of a threats to Calvin Who as I did to Victoria's Secret. Matter of fact, our scores were only 0.4 points apart. Anyways, but...
Yours was worse, though.
Yes. We'll get to that later. But Calvin Who, Calvin Who is here to play this season.
For real.
They are making sure they stay a dominant threat within the league this year. I love this pickup with the Green Bay Packers. It was a last-minute pickup for them. And then Peyton Manning. I mean, I still can't believe...
Laser rocket arm, baby.
That Peyton Manning's putting up those kind of points, and the league let him grab Peyton Manning during the auction draft at the salary he did. I'm just amazed.
Yeah, that might be someone he can foreseeably, possibly keep with the amount of points he's putting up.
And for Wolfgang United, I mean, he's got a great roster here, but Matt Stafford lives and dies with Calvin Johnson, and then that injury to Jimmy Graham. Tough luck, Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Tough luck.
Yep. Moving on to my personal favorite matchup of the week. The Bench Dogs versus Wayne Enterprises, the Statman Petey Cunning's team. Now, Commissioner, explain to the audience how this matchup went the way it did. So much so that the Statman Petey Cunningham couldn't even come to the show this week. He had to go to Vegas to console himself over the beating he took from me. It's not like the trip was planned ahead of time.
Yeah, we can say that. But when the Statman's leading scorer is Phil Dawson, his kicker, I think you knew that trouble was afoot here.
Because he's the kicker,
yes.
You get it?
But the Bench Dogs, looking good here. Phillip Rivers continues to be a dominant. Dominant's my catchphrase word.
It is your word of the day. Yes.
Word of the day. Anytime I say dominant from here on, I'll go ding. Dominant.
Ding.
Dominant.
Ding.
Dominant.
Ding.
Dominoes.
Ding.
Dominoes. I said Dominoes. We get pizza?
Maybe. We could get pizza later. I eat dinner, but I could always...
Do we have delivered to the shed?
I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, so back to me beating Petey.
Yeah, I mean, just all-around great performance here. Your team is really turning around from starting in that, 0-3 you did at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
And, you had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, 6 players on bye this week, and you still put up these kind of points. The future is bright for the bench dogs, I would say.
Hopefully. In our last game of the week, the Ricky Bobby team versus I came in like a Monte Ball.
Monte Ball, who was smashed by a wrecking ball.
Commish, explain the game. What happened? Who won? Things that matter. Go.
Well, the Ricky Bobby team, who was kind of flaky, but now is looking like a dominant team, puts up the second highest score of the league this week. And with players like Andrew Luck, the top scoring fantasy quarterback right now, and then Demaryius Thomas becoming the Demaryius Thomas of old, putting up 42.6 points this week. I mean, I don't know how you're going to stop that. And then Monte Ball just decided they're going to give the game up. And Monte Ball got injured. And Victor Cruz was Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz is great. Any week you don't play him.
And, it was just... Monte Ball didn't look good at all.
I mean, the real question is, Monte Ball was actually fairly hurt, and it looks like he's going to be out for some time.
That's what they're saying. We'll see what happens there.
What does it look like for I came in like a Monte Ball now? That their namesake, if you will, it could be out for some time. Do you think they have the players to do it? Can they find the waiver wire juice?
Well, they have 3 running backs on their bench currently, one of which, Niles Davis, which is the backup to Jamal Charles. If Jamal Charles goes down or is injured again, might be a great replacement for Monte Ball. But beyond that, I'm not sure what they're going to do here. I mean, the other starter they had was Doug Martin, and we all know the kind of season that he's been having.
Doug Martin.
But really, the question is, if Monte Ball is out, maybe for the season,
do they have to change their name?
Do they change their name? And if so, who do they come in like? They come in like a Mohamed Sanu. No.
Oh, Terrence West.
Or Randy Bullock?
No.
No, that's a kicker. Travis Kelce, he's a Bearcat.
Niles Davis. I came in like a Niles Davis.
Oh, I got it. If Monte Ball's out, they should become... If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Niles Davis. Ah, snap!
I liked it. I like that one. I'm proud of you.
I hope you all got that reference.
Anyway, so those were our picks. Those were the matchups of last week. Moving on, let's go to the awards for this week. We're going to start with the Hershey Milk Dud of the week. The performance that gets stuck in your teeth.
Milk Dud.
And this one goes to none other than Calvin Johnson. Owned by Get Off Me. With his 1.7 points. What is up with Calvin Johnson?
I don't know. And this isn't the first time this season that we've seen him have a performance like this. From my understanding, it is an injury. And Calvin Johnson was on the field last weekend just to be a decoy. He pulled a Roddy White from last season. And the one time they threw the ball to Calvin, he actually hurt himself again. So,
yeah, word on the street is they're probably going to make him sit a week, maybe 2, get him healed up. So it's going to be interesting. For Get Hoffman, he's going to have to really adapt because that's a big player to lose.
And that was a really talked about trade during the offseason with,
with Calvin who?
Calvin who getting AJ and sending Calvin Johnson over to Get Hoffman. And AJ was hurt today. Though.
Yeah, so who knows?
So who knows is really going to come on top of this trade.
Here's the funny thing, or interesting thing. They're known for training together.
I know.
And they both have foot injuries. So something's wrong with that training regimen.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the Ram pickup of the week. The strongest pickup of the year. The Ram 1500.
I drive one of those.
That's right. And this week it goes to Anton Smith.
Anton Smith, who was picked up by the Bench Dogs.
Who beat Wayne Enterprises.
That's right. Yes, I am blown away. You picked up Anton Smith. We were sitting in church Sunday morning, and you leaned over to me and go, "Hey, I'm picking up Anton Smith." And I was like, "Who?" And you said, "Anton Smith." And I said, "Who?" And you're like, that guy from Atlanta, the running back. And I said, who? And then you're like, look, man, I heard that every 4 times he touches the ball, he scores a touchdown.
That's what he's been averaging.
And it was true. He put up 17.5 points this week. He's like the 3rd string running back, maybe in the 4th string running back there in Atlanta, trying to earn a spot. Crazy thing is he's not even that new. He's like 29 years old.
Yeah, he's 29, so he might not be long term. I mean, it's not like I got a rookie star, but he's definitely a guy who's earned more playing time, and Atlanta's been quoted as saying they need to get him more work. They have some injuries in the running back field, so he's going to be playing more. I'm hoping long term this season he might be a good get.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work to overhaul your running backs this year after the running back situation last year.
Exactly. Anyways. Moving on, we got the Jones Soda Whoop-Ass Energy Drink of the Week. This one goes out to the San Francisco 69ers.
Niners.
It's a sex joke. With a season-high 195.26 points scored, almost 100 points over their opponent, and with what we were determined is what?
This is the 3rd highest score all time in Big Dynasty League. Last season, we had Wayne Enterprises put up 215.62 points in Week 13, and Calvin who put up 199.5 points in Week 8 last year.
But neither one of them are a champion.
That's
so
true.
Who knows? I mean, this was an awesome week. Way to go, 69ers.
Well, I will say Wayne Enterprises did win the title last year for most points scored.
Yes, but that is not a championship.
It looks like the Niners are going to give him a run for the money this year.
Very true, especially because he did not score more points than me this week because I beat him.
Yeah.
I'm moving on here. We got the Poopery Team of the Week. Remember, when you're doing your business and you don't want everyone else to know your business, spread a little poopery in the toilet, drop your logs, move along. Poopery Team of the Week, that is hard to say sometimes, goes again for what I believe to be the 3rd time this season, 2nd time this season, Los Pandas Desnudo.
We're moving on to Wolfgang United.
All right, man.
We're moving on to Wolfgang United.
They worked hard this week.
We're moving on to Wolfgang United.
All right, Belichick. No close shave of the week, but remember, if you need a nice smooth shave like I have here, use Gillette razors. Moving on to our Cialis Team of the Week. This goes to the team that was limp and feeble and couldn't get up to do anything. Couldn't do anything at all. And now they're rock hard, pleasing women left and right. And that goes to this week, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
With the bounce back win this week. Commissioner, tell me about it.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby, who lost last week, a crushing defeat, bounced back to take down Monte Ball in a heated matchup and putting up the 2nd highest score of the league this week with 170.18 points. Good game for Ricky Bobby.
Very good.
Bounce back there.
Yeah, way to get nice and hard and beat that team. And last but not least, as always, our favorite award, which is inspired by our favorite announcer, who we dream of one day interviewing, the Dave Lapham Surprise Player of the Week. Balls out! Balls out!
Woo, sexy.
Face rape. Goes to Calvin Who with their pickup of the Green Bay defense. Yes. That is our surprise player of the week. When a defense can score you this many points, it is a surprise.
I don't know who would have expected Green Bay to put up 30 points in this week. But Calvin Who had an inkling they were going to do something. Made the pickup late in the week, started them, and it worked out. I mean, I was surprised. Were you?
Very surprised. And I was a 6 or 8 surprised.
Okay.
Moving on, so way to go on that surprise pickup. We'll see if they can do you any good this week. Moving on, we got our interview this week. We're going to introduce you to a new owner of the league.
Yeah.
Or of a team of the league.
All right, here we go.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the owner of the San Francisco 69ers. That is a sex joke. Ben, the new guy, the dominating everyone.
Yes.
And whose last name I have suddenly forgot.
Wagner.
I'm sorry, Ben Wagner. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Not too bad, gentlemen. How about yourself?
Doing good. Doing
all right.
So, what are your thoughts about this week? Your strategy for the week that just happened. What happened there?
My strategy was basically to get you guys to stop calling my team shit while I'm still winning. So I thought I'd go ahead and put an ass whooping out there. And it seemed to go pretty well for me at 195 points. Third best in the league history, I believe.
Correct.
What'd you say?
That is correct, right?
It's third best? Yeah. Yes, third best. That is correct. Yeah, you definitely showed your dominance, I should say, this week. Well, I'm just blown away. It was just awesome performance there. Awesome performance.
Thank you.
Dare I say a Jones Soda ass whooping?
Yes.
Ass whoop energy drink.
Yeah. Is that your secret? Did you open up a can of Jones Soda whoop ass energy drink? All right. So, this is your first year in the big Dynasty League. You kind of picked up a team that last year was basically the laughing stock, or one of the laughing stocks of the league, and you've done a great job as the new franchise owner turning this team around. So what are your thoughts of being in this league and being a new owner to the league?
I think it's great. Some of the other leagues I've been playing in aren't as in-depth as this. We don't have shows or animated logos for our shows. So it's kind of nice to be in a league where guys take this just as seriously and have just as much fun with it as I do.
I got a really important question for you real quick. Would you rather fight a gorilla or a bear, and why?
Well, actually, I'm related to a bear, and I would never want to fight with family. So I'd probably beat the shit out of the gorilla.
Okay, awesome. Good reason. You don't want to fight family. That makes sense.
I might say that's probably the best answer I think we've ever had for that question.
It is.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense. I wouldn't fight family.
Yeah.
Yeah, see him again later. Ugh. All right. Follow up. What should we know about Ben? What is Ben? What should we know?
What is Ben? Well, I quit my job the day I entered this league. I thought it was probably best for me to focus completely on this league. So I'm now freelancing as a fantasy expert. You guys need me on the show. I do accept Coca-Colas or Jones Sodas as payment. I'm a semi-diehard Bengals fan. I'll watch unless they're getting their asses beat by the Patriots on prime time. Then I'll turn it off and just go to bed and save myself a few hours of my life. I own 2 dogs. One's a bulldog, so I'm just as lazy as he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Nice. Any special ladies we need to know about?
Yeah, she's actually in that room right back there where the light's coming from. I got her locked up right now, but as soon as the wedding vows go through, I'll let her out. She'll play for a little bit.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you got a big matchup this week because you're playing last year's league champ.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting a different point.
What?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Tony Romo was on my team. I don't give a shit if you won all of Texas. He's on my team, and he's going to sit the bench until he proves better. Sorry, guys.
You're a busy league or franchise owner there. You need to do your business, I guess.
Yeah, some prospector from down in Dallas was trying to get me.
Yeah, I'm the one to talk about taking phone calls in the middle of important things.
No, you're not. So anyway, you're going up against the league champ this week. Are you nervous? What's your strategy?
Well, I'm kind of excited because she threatened to send me pornographic images from the internet. So, win, lose, or draw, I'm hoping to win.
Are you intimidated at all by the fact that she's pregnant?
The only reason I'm intimidated is that it seems like Morgan's got her on lockdown, so I won't have an opportunity to kick her ass myself. So.
Yes, Morgan handles the beatings on his own.
Yes, he does a good job of beating his wife.
In fantasy.
Yes, in fantasy. No Ray Riot situations here.
All right, let's see. The last question I have for you: if the moon were made of ribs, would you eat the moon?
Yes. Is that a question?
Hey, some people like ribs.
And slathered in the proper barbecue sauce, it'd be gone.
Good to know. Good to know. Ben.
What is the proper barbecue sauce, just so I know?
Proper barbecue sauce? You can't go wrong with Montgomery Inn. Outside of Cincinnati, I don't know. Any barbecue sauce?
That's fair. I'm a barbecue sauce fan myself.
Yes.
I'll take it. The correct answer would have been Montgomery Inn, Sweet Baby Ray's, or any additional barbecue sauce you could think of.
So any barbecue sauce?
Yes.
Okay. You have any trash talking you wish to do against any other owners in the league before we let you go?
I guess I'll just go ahead and trash talk the other 11. New guys in your league, I have no idea what's going on, and I'm beating all of your asses. I'm sure you're all my bitches now. If you have concerns about any of your orifices getting totally rammed by my team, I'll be more than happy to answer.
All right, Ben. Thanks a lot, man, for being on the show this week. We wish you continued luck unless you're playing one of us, obviously. Anyway, we'll see you, and good luck this week.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Keep it classy, Cincinnati.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and we've brought in our very own Statman, Petey Cunningham, live from Las Vegas, where he's currently waiting in line to see Britney Spears live in concert. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Petey Cunningham, the man who just got beaten by the Bench Dogs. That's my team. I beat him. He's in Vegas to see Britney Spears.
That's right.
Statman, welcome to the show.
It's good to be on live remote, and just like Ray Rice's wife, I deeply regret the role I played in that beating. It was terrible.
All right. So seriously though, how's it feel to lose to me?
If you were winless and that would have been your first win, I would have been upset. But you're 3-3, now 4-3, surging a little bit in playoffs. I'm okay with it. You're not the worst person to lose to in this league.
All right. Speaking of the worst person that you think you could lose to in the league, we have the matchup of the week.
The matchup of the week.
This week it's you, Mr. Wayne Enterprises, versus the Ricky Bobby team, owned by none other than Tugs McGroin Harvey.
Bring it on, shake and bake. I'm gonna shake and bake all day. He ain't gonna know what hits him this week. If I lose this week, this might be my last year in the league. This would be an all-time low for Wayne Enterprises. I've already matched my losses from last year with 3, not including the playoffs. So if Harvey gives me number 4, I don't even know. I might not return from Vegas.
All right, so you're taking yourself?
I gotta take myself. I cannot lose to Harvey. I don't even care that he scored the second most points last week. If he scores second most this week, I gotta score the most. Nick Foles needs to do what he does. Jeremy Maclin needs to get some touchdowns. Wayne Enterprises has to do something to get the win this week.
All right, so we got the Statman taking himself in the matchup of the week. Kamish, what do you got?
Oh, this is a tough call. The Ricky Bobby team is starting to look like a really good team. If the Demaryius Thomas we saw last week is the Demaryius Thomas going forward. That combined with the Andrew Luckness, I guess you could say he's having this year.
The luckiness of Andrew Luck.
Yeah, where he's all of a sudden the best fantasy QB. He's gonna be a tough one to beat. I'm gonna call an upset here and say that the Ricky Bobby team is bringing home a win.
Oh.
All right, that just leaves me. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the fact that I beat Petey this week. I'm not sure if I brought that up yet. He lost to me. I scored more points than him. And coming off of that loss, I feel like he's going to be pretty aggressive because I beat him this week, and I think he's going to try to put up the biggest numbers he can. And I really think, in the end, the experience in this league is going to win out. Ricky Bobby's a little new to the league. I think I'm going to win Enterprises this week. So that's our matchup of the week. The Petey, the Statman Cunningham, Wayne Enterprises, who lost to the Bench Dogs last week, versus the Ricky Bobby team, who scored the second highest points last week. That's our matchup of the week. We got 2 for Wayne Enterprises, 1 for the Ricky Bobby team. We'll see how it goes.
That's right, Tugs. I got your back. Don't forget that.
Let's break down the rest of this week's games. All right, next up we have the FC Aston Kicker Statman versus Calvin Who. Who? Statman, break it down. What do you think?
I got to go with Calvin Who in this one. FCS Kickers, I can't remember what their record is. Calvin Who's looks like they're doing. Did Calvin Who win last week? I don't even remember.
Yes.
They won last week. They're rolling. I got to go with Calvin Who. Peyton Manning too strong.
Commish?
Let's see. Acid Kickers are 2-5. Calvin Who's 5-2. I think Acid
5-2. Calvin Who?
I think the Acid Kickers have some players on bye this week, and they just don't have any depth. Their team
that is for sure.
Is kind of their team. Based on these projections, I'm going Calvin Who.
I'm going to go Calvin Who as well. I mean, just looking at the average points, I don't see FC Acid Kickers putting up the points they need to beat Calvin Who. Next up, we got the San Francisco 69ers. That's a sex joke. Versus Victoria's Secret League champions, Statman. What do you think? What do you know? What do you got?
San Francisco 69ers, highest points last week, 195. I believe that's the third highest points. I didn't check. I believe that's the third highest points scored in a week in this league all time. Highest this year. 69ers dominating. Victoria's Secret, I think they're run by this week, I believe, so no Jamal Charles. 69ers rolling this one.
Commish.
Yeah, going off of that, the Chiefs are on bye, so there's Jamal Charles gone. Saints, I believe, are on bye, so that's Pierre Thomas gone. Victoria's Secret has some depth, but the Niners have been on a roll, and they're going to be one tough team to beat. So I'm going Niners.
Victoria's Secret, I think, first of all, Eli Manning, I think he's going to have a big game this week.
You think he could put 2 weeks back-to-back of big games?
I think he's going to have a big game this week. I think he's going to do really well. I like that matchup. But I don't think it's going to be enough to beat this 195-point thing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So I'm going 69ers. Next up is the Poo-Poo Bowl, the Poopery Poo-Poo Bowl. It is the one winning versus the victorious Los Pandas Desnudo versus Wolfgang United. Los Pandas Desnudo would win for the season. Wolfgang United still searching for that first win. Statman, in this the Poo-Poo Bowl, who do you take and why?
I got to go with Los Pandas Desnudos. They at least know what it's like to win a game this year. They at least know what it's like to win a game. They know what it's like. I have to go Los Pandas Desnudos with no real logic there. Wolfgang United still putting up decent points, I think, but I got to go with Los Pandas Desnudos.
Commish.
I'm taking myself, Los Pandas Desnudos, of course, in this one. It's going to be a close call. I really think this is going to be a game for the ages. And we'll see if we will have every team in the league have a win after this coming week.
We shall see. Myself, I think Rocky Mountain High, even with all that weed they're smoking out there in Colorado, at some point he's got to stumble upon a win. He has been putting up good numbers. It's just he always puts up less numbers than the person he's playing, and thus he loses.
If any week is going to be weak, it's probably going to be this week.
So I'm going to go for the upset in the poo-poo bowl of the week. The poopery poo-poo bowl of the week, I'm going Wolfgang United.
I don't really even know how that. I don't know how that's an upset, and I also don't know how this was not the matchup of the week.
It was debated.
We debated that.
We decided it was poo-poo-pooey.
There's some serious intensity in this battle.
We didn't want to tarnish the matchup of the week with all this food.
Next up, we got Hernandez's pistol offense versus I came in like a Monte ball. Minus
like a Monte ball.
Monte ball.
Yeah. Monte ball got hit by that wrecking ball.
Yep, he is wrecked. Statman, what do you got? What do you know?
They're Monte Ballless this week with I came in like a Monte Ball, and Hernandez's pistol offense team is looking really good. All depends on the Packers, but I feel like you got to go with Hernandez's pistol offense in this one, even though I drafted half the players. Before I came in like a Monte Ball, got to go with the Hernandez pistol offense here.
Kamish.
Hernandez pistol offense, they are like a 50-point favorite right now. Now, granted, it's early in the week, and Monte Ball can kind of retool their lineup. We'll see if they can close that gap. But if Matt Forte continues this week like he did last week, along with Dangerous, Mr. Russell Wilson, Hernandez pistol offense, it's almost a lock.
If Hernandez pistol offense can start a quarterback that plays, I really think they're going to pull off a win this week. Although in the past, the goose egg has entered a win. So I'm going Hernandez pistol offense. Next up, we got my personal favorite matchup of the week. Get off me!
Get off me!
Get off me!
The Bench Dogs, who recently beat Wayne Enterprises. Statman, seeing as how the Bench Dogs recently beat you, how do you feel about this matchup with them versus Get Off Me?
I have experienced the ruthlessness of the Bench Dogs, and Bench Dogs has got all cylinders firing right now. Get Off Me is on a 4-game losing streak, something like that. I believe it's 4-game losing streak now. I feel like you got to go with the Bench Dogs in this one. Get Off Me. Get Off Me still got a really good team. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but just riding a low streak right now. I'm going with the Bench Dogs to get the win, keep the momentum going.
Kamish.
Well, if you take a look, I feel like these two teams are like looking at a mirror with each other. They're very similar with the way they put up points, which is the build of the team, and also with the way they're managed, living off the waiver wire and trading players back and forth with each other. With that, though, I think this losing streak that Get Off Me's on is a sign, and I think the Bench Dogs win streak has been a sign. I'd like to see that trend continue this week, so I'm going Bench Dogs as well.
I'm taking myself as I do every week because last week I beat Petey, and it was great. All right, so I'm taking the Bench Dogs. That's all of our pickups or our matchups this week. Make sure to get your picks in. The more people get them in, the more we can make it a competition to see who does the best. Statman, how's Vegas treating you?
Vegas has been great so far. Won $40 last night. Might have given 30 of it back this morning. That's okay, though. Still up for the trip so far. Been to In-N-Out Burger twice. Enjoyed some delicious milkshakes. We'll hit there a few more times. 3 hours behind, so that means NFL starts at 10 a.m. Sunday. It's going to be glorious. Thursday night football starts at 5:30. I cannot wait to spend some money gambling, hopefully get a little of it back.
All right, man. Hey, anything else you need to talk about this week before we let you go?
I don't think so. My tail's between my legs. And Harvey, it's going to be a rebound week for Wayne Enterprises this week. Got to get the win. And I'm sorry that I got to play you.
All right, man. See ya. Love the trash talk. Have fun in Vegas.
Hey,
be safe.
Put $10 in the Bengals for me. Win it all.
Super Bowl. Bengals. Put $100 on it.
I think it's 12-1, so I'll throw 10 on them. That'll be fine. Hopefully they can't play at the Patriots every week on Sunday Night Football after the Patriots got their asses kicked the week before. So I think it's just a fluke. I think Bengals will be all right. Heard A.J. Green might be out this Sunday. That'll be all right, though. But
Yeah.
I'll do that. And, have fun with the rest of the show.
All right, man.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. Take it easy.
All right, see you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for this evening. Have fun. Remember to get your picks in. Get them in by Thursday. Don't forget, we're looking in the next couple of weeks to hang out and watch the games together. So be looking for an email in your email inbox. Have a great day. Peace.